Hey guys, what's up? Happy New Year, first of all. Second of all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today I'm going to be doing a full face of BH Cosmetics makeup using the brand new Crystal Zodiac collection. This box is quite large, but the collection comes with a set of brushes and an eyeshadow palette. Now, this video is not sponsored, but they did commission me for a final look for Instagram. They didn't ask me to make a video or anything other than just the final image. I just decided to film it because, you know, content. I figured since it was the first time I was doing makeup ever this year, I would film it so you guys could see. And also I'm gonna try to get creative with it. So I figured if it turns out looking really cool, I would have kicked myself if I hadn't filmed it. So that's what this is today. I'm gonna be creating a look based on my astrological sign, and that is Aquarius. But what I thought was really interesting is the stone they assigned for me wasn't amethyst. I grew up with my birthstone being amethyst, but apparently the modern stone associated with Aquarius is hematite. So that's going to be the focus of my makeup. I'm probably going to incorporate some amethyst as well, since that's considered the ancient stone for Aquarius. I'm probably going to dip in to quite a few of these. Ooh, I just noticed the highlighter has different colors. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a pink stripe, a blue stripe, a green, a yellow, and a pink. That's really cool. So it's an eyeshadow palette that's got shimmers around it, mattes in the middle, and then a highlighter at the very center. I'm excited. I've never used any of the BH Zodiac palettes. I know that they have two other ones, so I'm excited to try this. So I think that's it. That's all I have to say. But before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. So the inspiration for the shape of my eyeshadow today is actually coming from a follower of mine, and she posted some pictures of a makeup look that she did up on my Discord channel, and she goes by the name of Watermelon Flesh on Instagram, and I thought that the shapes and the colors were so pretty in this look. I was super inspired to try to do something like it, so I think I'm going to base myself off of her shape for the eyeshadow, but I'm going to be changing the colors around, maybe make it a bit more dramatic, a bit bigger, so we'll see how this goes. You guys know I don't do cut creases, and this is kind of like a cut crease, I guess. It's very sharp, it's got a bunch of different edges, so I don't know how exactly I'm going to tackle this, but I'm gonna try. I haven't prepped my eye as usual because I wanted to use a wet concealer for my eyeshadow base. Typically, I apply my concealer and then I set it with a powder, and today I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave the concealer unset so that it has maximum hold, so that it will really showcase the colors of the eyeshadows. And this is how I used to prep my eyes way back in the day. I never used to set my concealer before I applied my eyeshadows, but then one day I started setting my concealer and then I never looked back. So it should be fun trying this once again. Oh, and I'm using the brush number 9 from the collection. I'm going to be using the brushes from the collection for this look, just to try them out. So I'm going to take the brush number 8. Oh, I should probably show you guys these brushes since I'm going to be using them and whatnot. There's basically one brush for each stone in the palette, so they each correspond to a different stone. And I'm assuming this is a resin handle because it's clear and it's got these kind of like smoky effects in it, which is really cool. One of them has glitter running through it, this number 10. So they're all different. I think they look pretty cool. They're all synthetic, which I like. I only use synthetic brushes. So to start, I'm going to take brush number 8 and I'm going to dip into Smoky Quartz just because it's a little bit lighter than hematite. And I don't know how pigmented these are, so I want to be kind of careful. And I'm going to make sure there's no creases before I start. And I'm just going to apply that to the outer portion of my crease and start blending it out. And the color story of this palette, it's basically a rainbow. So it's got a matte rainbow and then the colors around it kind of correspond with a matte color. Not always. Like here, this one isn't exactly red. At least it doesn't seem that way. It seems more like it's going to be a bronze. But it's a cool concept to have a matte and a shimmer in each color of the rainbow. Another reason I'm taking such little product on my brush is because I didn't set my eyeshadow base. And so the eyeshadow is just basically going to stick to wherever I apply it. I might actually use rose quartz just like on my crease, kind of setting it but just that area because I don't want to set my lid area or anything. But I don't mind setting just at the crease towards the brow bone because that will definitely help get a smoother transition. I'm just very slowly going to blend out that light gray color, and then I might dip into a little bit of hematite, which is like a darker gray, and just slowly build up that transition. I don't know if I've ever done a gray makeup look before. I don't remember, but it matches my hair, so that's cool. I might wear a wig for this though. Haven't decided yet. So basically the shape of the eye, there's one point here and then there's another point that goes up towards the brow. So I think what I'm gonna do is instead of trying to do 2 points, I'm just gonna do one gigantic point and then clean up that negative space when I'm done afterwards. I don't know how she did it, but that's how I'm gonna tackle it. Then I'm gonna take the matte amethyst color, which seems also kind of like a dark gray. It's just a slightly purpley shade of gray from what it seems. I'm going to deepen that even more. Yeah, it seems like a purple toned gray, which is actually really pretty and it's a really unique color. You don't really see purpley grays that often. That's really pigmented though. Oh. I honestly didn't know what to expect with this palette because I had never used their other Zodiac palettes, but so far, so good. I know I said I wasn't gonna create the 2 points, but kind of am, I guess. One is pointed towards my brows, and then the other one's just extending my eye. And I'm gonna use the little pencil brush number 12 to help me with this shape as well. I was gonna add some blue in here, but I really like this purpley thing that's happening because I mean it does make more sense for Aquarius, although blue also makes sense for Aquarius. Anyway, do you guys believe in horoscope signs? I honestly think they're pretty stinking accurate. I'm pretty much a textbook Aquarius, except for emotional stuff. My emotions, my house is in Pisces, I think, so I'm super emotional. Okay, so right now, that's what it looks like. It looks a little crazy, but it's gonna make sense. I think for the inner part of my crease, I'm gonna go in with the Lapis Matte color, which is a very bright purple. And I'm just going to apply that kind of above my own crease. Now that all these matte colors are set, I'm just going to further intensify them. I like working slowly. I don't like applying things with like full pigmentation from the get-go. What I have in my mind for this look is also something pretty like sci-fi, futuristic, because I mean that does make sense for Aquarius, let's be real. So I like the vibes I'm getting from this color palette. I feel like it's very sci-fi. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some concealer onto that flat number 9 brush and I'm going to start cutting the crease. I'm going to try to get a shape here. Okay, so I've got that initial shape. Kinda want to go back in with the matte amethyst color. I'm going to take a really tiny pencil brush that I have so that I can really be precise with where I apply it. And then here, I'm gonna really carve out this shape too. And I know the shape isn't exactly like the inspiration image, but that's why it's called an inspiration, because I'm taking elements that I like and then adapting them to fit the look that I'm doing and to fit, you know, my eye shape, my face shape, because it's all different for everyone. So sometimes you really like a look, but it won't necessarily work on your eye shape. So I like to think of looks as just sources of inspiration and never try to recreate them 100% unless I'm doing an art recreation. And you guys know I love doing those. And then I really try to make it as similar as possible to the original source. But with something like this, I'm just kind of creating some funky shapes. So I don't really mind if it's different. I actually prefer it because then it's like, you know, I'm giving my own twist to a source material. Okay, now I'm going to take the hematite color and I think I'm going to start off with my outer kind of portion of my lid, because I think if I take it all the way to the edge there won't be a huge contrast, but I do want it as like my main color, so I'm gonna apply it onto my lid area but then I'm going to have another color above it so that there's a bigger contrast between this and the crease color. And I think I'm going to leave a little gap in the middle for a lighter color as well. I've wanted to use amethyst on the lid, but I think it'll make this look really purple. And since I was assigned hematite, I want to keep it more gray than purple. I don't want to take over whoever's doing Pisces, which is amethyst. So I think I'm going to go in with rhodonite in the very center of my lid, because that keeps it kind of in the same silvery family. It just gives it a little oomph. It's funny that I'm using this palette right now because I literally just finished watching Steven Universe, and so this is like making me want to do Steven Universe looks with this palette because the colors are obviously named after the different gems. Okay, I do quite like that. I think I might try something just for contrast. I'm gonna go in with this blue chalcedony. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've never heard of that. But this really light blue color, and I want to apply that just where the crease cuts so that I have a good contrast. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And that adds a little element of blue, which is also a very Aquarius color. It's typically a deeper blue, but at least we have that in there, you know, just a touch, just a smidge. I'd actually thought about doing the lower lash line in blue, but we'll see. I want to take some more hematite and just kind of pack it on. Maybe bring it further upwards. I might use my finger. Ooh, what if I use it wet? Let me try using it wet. See what happens. I picked it up on my brush and now I'm going to spray it, and this is appropriate. I'm using the Smashbox Crystal Clarity Primer Water, and I'm just going to spray that on my brush, and then I'm just going to, ooh. Oh yeah, that definitely makes a difference. I'm going to pack that on. I'm going to bring it further up too. I like the contrast of the blue, but I don't know if I like the color necessarily. I think it's kind of distracting from the purple and the gray, so I'm just bringing that hematite closer to the edge, just mixing it in with the blue a little bit. And I'm going to take rhodonite. Let's try that wet. Apply that in the very center. I might take rhodonite and apply it to the edges a little bit just to mute down that blue, because I know I was excited about it at first, but I kind of like the gray and purple being the focus. So if we can just keep it that way. And then now I'm just going to refine everything with my little teeny tiny pencil brush with the matte colors and just going in and really sharpening those edges. That way you get a super defined cut crease. Now for my bottom lash line, I want to go in with Lapis, which is this dark blue shimmer. And you can see that all the shimmer colors have these like tiger stripes, but basically they just turn one color once you mix them up on your brush. And I'm going to take that in the inner portion of my bottom lash line. That just adds a little hint of blue, but nothing too crazy. And I thought this eye look was going to take a lot longer than it is taking me, because I've done other cut creases in the past that took me forever, but this one, even though it's like all crazy and weird, hasn't taken me that long. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush, and someone actually asked me about this color changer the other day. It is actually by BH Cosmetics, but I don't think they make these anymore. But these are awesome. You can change the color that's on your brush. You basically clean your brush off so that there's nothing left on it, and you can use the same brush with a different color. So now I'm going to take Amethyst. I could not use this color. And I'm going to apply that to the outer portion of my bottom lash line. Ooh, that is a deep purple. That's really pretty. And it's like a different shade than the matte one. You can see the matte tends more pink. It's a warmer tone of purple, and this one is a cooler tone. I just want to blend that kind of towards this edge, because now at this point, this lower line is connecting with my bottom lash line. That's fine by me. Now I'm going to take the center highlighter. I believe this is a facial highlighter, but I'm going to use it on my brow bone. Ooh, It gives like a bluish, icy shine. Oh, that's pretty. That goes well with what I've got going on. Thought it would be a more like goldy shine for some reason. Now for my inner corner, I want to use a contrasting color, so I'm going to go in with citrine, which is this yellow, and yellow is the opposite color to purple. So it should really give that inner corner a nice little pop. And then I do want to take it wet and try that out. That definitely helps with it looking brighter. But this one's a really like cool toned yellow. It tends more towards green than towards the orange side of the spectrum. So it's a very cool toned yellow, so it still works really well with the look. I like it. I kind of want to darken close to my bottom lash line a little bit more, so I'm going to take the matte hematite color and I'm just going to pack that real close to my bottom lash line in this outer corner here. I might pack some more of it into the crease. Just darken that up a little bit. Still not done with eyes, but I'm gonna stop a little bit and I'm gonna do the rest of my face. I haven't done any contouring whatsoever. I wanted to leave my base really bare in case I got a lot of fallout. I didn't know how these shadows would perform. So now I'm gonna go in and do all my contour and all that, and I'm gonna go in with the BH Studio Pro Shade and Define 10 color contour palette. And I'm going to use brush number 5 for this. I'm going to start with this shade right here just to start building up that contour. I want really high and sharp cheekbones because it's a very angular look, so I want to keep my facial features very angular as well. I might go in with this color actually because I think it might be the one with the coolest tone out of them, even though it is the darkest. So I'm going in with the lightest touch ever. I'm starting to really sculpt out that cheekbone. I find that the colors in this palette do tend a little warm though, so if you prefer a cooler contour color, I find these do tend a little warm, but I love that they have a pure white in this palette. Okay, I'm reaching for this color here. I think I like it a little bit better. I'm just kind of experimenting with all the colors in the palette. I might have to use something else as well because I want something that's really, really cool toned. I find that this is a little too warm for this particular eye look. I think it looks really pretty on the skin, but I really want to keep the colors on my skin really cool because this is a cool toned eye look. And because I said I did want to go for that more like sci-fi futuristic look, I don't necessarily want to look bronzy. I want to look fierce. A badass villain in a movie type of fierce, not like I'm bronzed and ready to go type of fierce, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go with the NYX Taupe HD blush. As you can see, this is much more cool toned and I can really sculpt out my features without it looking too bronzed. Because that's the thing when you use something that's really warm toned, you end up looking more bronzed than you do sculpted. And that's not what I want here. I'm also going to contour my nose. I want a really sharp contour. I just like contouring my nose. This is absolutely personal preference. I'm also going to do under my chin. I don't know if BH has a cool toned contour color. I just have this one contour palette. I'm also going to take the highlighter color and I'm going to use brush number 7. It's a small eyeshadow brush, but it's just big enough that you can do your highlight and be really precise with it. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going to bring that highlight all the way to the apples of my cheeks, just because I like having that highlight there. Even when I'm facing forward, you get the light hitting the cheek in a really beautiful way, and it photographs really well. I always do this if I know I'm going to be taking pictures of my makeup, because you don't necessarily do the same things for makeup that you're just going to wear out, but I typically do this. I'm going to take that highlight on the bridge of my nose, on the tip of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and you can see that it's pretty blue because you can see the difference between my skin color, which is pretty warm toned. I'm like neutral tending to warm, but you can see there's a big contrast between this highlighter and my skin. That's because it's a cool toned highlighter on a warmer tone of skin. I don't even know if I want to do blush. I kind of don't. I just might intensify the contour a bit. I kind of want to go in with the Amethyst matte color. just because it's got a hint of purple, but it's like a dark gray. I'm just lightly dabbing it on, and then I'm removing the excess on my hand before I go in and apply it. Yeah, see? That's the color I want. Nice. This way, it's very much in keeping with the eye look. It's still very cool toned, so it doesn't distract from the eye look. If I added a super warm blush here, it would make this area too warm, and because it's a big portion of my face, the space that my cheek occupies is a lot bigger than the space that my eye occupies, so it would distract from the eye for sure. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Sweet. I am, however, going to take a little hint of blush. I'm going to take the BH Blushing in Bali palette, and I'm going to take this lightest pink, just a touch, just very, very slightly, just like that. That's it. That's all the blush I need. That is it. Just to kind of blend that contour and that highlighter together. You can see that just gives a more seamless blend. I'm kind of using the blush as a transition color, so to speak. Now for my lips, I only have like 2 BH Cosmetics lipsticks, and they're both different shades of red, so I'm not going to go with those. So I'm going to do a little concoction. I'm going to start by outlining my lips with the NYX Liquid Suede Metallic Matte Lipstick in the color Go Rogue. And then in the center, I'm going to use the Sugar Pill Liquid Lipstick in the color Dress Code. And this one really matches the hematite color that I've got on my lids. So as always, I'm taking that on the back of my hand and using a little lip brush to apply. And I really love to overline my lips, especially with a darker color like this, because dark colors can really make your lips look small. So I always overline them with dark lipsticks. I mean, I always overline them in general, but you know what I mean. And once I've got my lips outlined, I'm just going to take the Sugar Pill lipstick and apply it to the very center. You can see this tone of gray is a warmer tone, and it really matches what I've got going on the lids. The outlining color is a more blue toned gray. Now I'm just going to blend those two together using my little lip brush. And this Sugar Pill lipstick, the more you smack your lips together, the more the glitter comes out, and it's like a gold glitter. So it matches the rhodonite color, which is like a goldy silver. I feel like it's a mix between the two. I kind of feel like this outline is a little overpowering, and I need a little bit of purple in there. Okay, I did a little experimenting on this half of my mouth to figure out what the best concoction would be, and I'm gonna do, I think, a mixture of these two. I'm gonna go in with the Melt Mariachi liquid lipstick, which is just this beautiful, rich purple color, but it's very liquidy, so it just blends on top really, really well. But I don't want to lose that metallic sheen, so I'm also going to take some of the NYX Metallic Matte Lipstick in the color Ego, which is a much lighter purple, but it's metallic. And I'm going to start with Mariachi. I'm going to apply that to my outer corners, blending it inwards. Then I'm going to take the NYX one and do my Cupid's bow. Go over top of Mariachi. You can see that adds a nice shine to it, but it also lightens up the color a little bit. I know this is a little excessive, like using 4 colors on your lips, but just trying to get a nice gradient and a nice blend of colors that'll match what I've got going on my eyes. And I'm gonna go back in with the Sugar Pill shade a little bit. The Sugar Pill lipsticks smell so good. If you've never tried them, they smell like orange creamsicle. It's so good. And you can see the gold is starting to show up right there. But the lips aren't over yet. I think I want to stack on some of the hematite color on my lips just to give it a little more shine. And then I'm going to take rhodonite and smack it right in the center. For my waterline, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the color Piggy Bank, and it's just a very bright purple. I thought about adding like a neon yellow in here, but I also just kind of wanted to not deviate from the color palette too much, not start adding a bunch of other colors. This eyeliner really matches the matte amethyst color really well, so it just keeps everything really consistent throughout the look. I'm going to do a little bit of an eyeliner, and I'm going to go in with the House Labs liquid eyeliner in the color Punk. This is the black one, and I just basically want to be able to hide my fake lash band. So I'm going to try to go real thin with this liner. The best way I find to do this is to look down and then take my liner and literally hold it horizontally and then just stamp it on as close to the roots of my lashes as possible. And you see that gives you a super thin line, and that'll just help you to hide your lash band. I am, however, going to extend it just a little bit. Don't want to remove what I've got going on here. Kind of going under that crease line, and that'll help make it sharper as well. There we go. And that's it. I'm trying something out. I'm going in with the House Labs. What's this called? Oh, I can barely read the tag on it. It's the Risque Brow and Lash Sparkle Topper. So it's basically glitter for your brows and lashes, but it's got a black tint, so it's definitely darker than my natural brows. Whoa. Don't know if I should have done this. I just wanted to kind of add more sparkle to the look, but I don't know if that was a good idea. Now it's very black. Take a spoolie and just spread that out a little bit. There, and I've got some random glitters running through my eyebrows. I feel like this look needs something. Either glitter or, I don't know. I feel like it needs a little something something. Just gonna load up on some mascara. This is the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. Now for fake lashes, I'm going to pop on the BH Cosmetics M202 lashes on the top and the N201 on the bottom. I've already applied glue on this one. I'm just waiting for it to dry. This one does have brown lashes running through it, so I might have to run some mascara over it once they're on. But I'm going to do that off camera and then I'll be back. And I think I still want to do one tiny thing before I'm done with the look. I was thinking about wearing a wig, but I let down part of my hair and I like how it's all kind of like messy and imperfect. I think it adds to the look, and I think my hair color is actually perfect for this look right now because I just retouched the color, so we're gonna keep it like this. And for a last touch, I'm gonna go in with two different glosses by LA Girl. These are gloss toppers. This one has yellow shimmer in it, which I think is gonna go really well. It's gonna match the yellow details in the look. And this one has a blue shimmer, and when they mix together, it looks really pretty. So I'm just gonna grab some on the back of my hand, as always. Just a little bit of each. And then I'm gonna add the yellow one. I'm going to concentrate it in the center, and you can see it looks real yellow. Then I'm going to take the blue and apply it on the rest and just give them a little bit of a mix. Okay, last thing I promise, I'm just going to add a little bit more highlighter to my cheekbones. Because now in comparison with the lips are really shiny, so I want to draw the attention back up here. And this is it. This is the finished Aquarius look using the BH Crystal Zodiac palette. I had a lot of fun creating this look, and it took, I don't remember what time I started, but I'm gonna say it took around 2 hours. So it's not too bad. I actually really love this lip combo. In person, you can see the different shimmers in it, and it's just so multi-dimensional and so pretty. And I'm digging this eye too. It's really different for me. I never do stuff like this, you guys know. I mean, I commented the other day, I did a video where I was like, I'm never gonna do a cut crease. Here I am doing a cut crease, but it's not a regular cut crease. It's a cool cut crease, okay? So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I really enjoyed using the palette. It's really pigmented. The shimmers are really nice, really smooth. The mattes are really pigmented. I think all in all, the color selection is really good. It's a rainbow, but it's more of a muted rainbow, which you don't see that often. And there's some colors in here that are really unique, like the amethyst color that I used. This orange as well is pretty unique, I think. It's more of like a peachy muted orange. It kind of reminds me of the orange in the Creepy Cute palette, which is really cool. So yeah, I think it's a nice little selection of shades. Yeah. there's not much else to say. I believe it retails for $27, so it's not terribly expensive. Let me know if you guys want to see me do more looks with this palette. I definitely do plan on using it again and trying out the colors that I didn't get to try this time around. This jade color is really interesting. It's a really deep kind of ashy green. But anyway, I'm really happy with what I created. As always, the back of my hand is a whole mess, but let me know what you thought down below. I know there's so many things that I asked you to let me know down below. First one was if you believe in astrology. Second one, if you want to see me use this palette again. And also let me know what you thought of this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I know I said I was going to do a full face of BH, but clearly it wasn't because I didn't have everything that I needed from BH, but it was a lot of fun nonetheless. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you to all my patrons who support me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!